All good.
I declare the meeting open and thank councillors and staff for your attendance on short notice. Apologies and leave of absence. There is no leave of absence, and we have 3 apologies: Councillor Rowlands, Councillor Hewitt, and Deputy Mayor Peter Button. Conflict of interest provisions. Does any councillor wish to declare a conflict of interest in tonight's agenda item? Nobody. Business item. All access and abilities playground. I'll hand over to Manager Infrastructure Services, Mr. Davey.
Thank you, Mayor Kelly. Basically, it's a pretty straightforward report. This follows on from the previous meeting where we were given permission to investigate an all accessible playground. We've gone forward. We've conducted some community consultation. All the information is in there. It was actually, the working group probably was more successful than the community consultation with some of the discussions that we had. We didn't get many come to the meeting, but I'm sure we had many speaking to individuals. But basically, in a nutshell, we're asking for an extra $35,000, which we're going to find out of our existing capital budget. That figure is high level. With some competitive tendering, I think that will come down a little bit. So the recommendations there is to approve additional funding of $35,000 on top of the $350,000 from the Drought Communities program to upgrade the playground on the northern and southern end of the Port Rotten foreshore. That should be it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Steve. It's the southern end of the playground. Is that adjacent to the playground between that and the basketball court, or is it farther down past the basketball court to the south?
It's 3 metres. The designs are for both sections. They're a combination. Like, so the designs you looked at is option 1, 2 and 3 originally. Now we've got the northern and the southern end. So the southern,
which is just north of the basketball court, is the all abilities playground, and then the improvements on the attachment for the northern one as well. So it's the 2 areas are being upgraded. The reason we had to use that area is because with the matting, the rubber matting, you need the shelter, the shade. So that was why that was chosen for that location.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any more questions of Mr. Davey or Ms. Walker? Comments? Are you happy for me to put the motion?
I'd like to make a comment, Mayor Curley. I found the people from Fall Park really easy to work with, and they listened really well and took on the suggestions that people had and answered our queries really well. And I personally believe that we've come up with a really good solution that meets the requirements of able-bodied and those with disabilities of any kind between the 2 playgrounds seated there, and they worked really hard to move things around and to put in people's suggestions and to come up with, so like in the north playground where the swings are, we've got every type of swing there, so it caters for all aspects, from the really small child's encased swing to the seat swing to the basket swing, and then to the unity swing, which is the one where the really small child, toddler, sits on one side and the adult sits on the other, and they swing together. So I think, personally, I think it's come up really well, and so has the colour combinations and the painting on the rubber surface for the 100% all abilities accessible. I'm really quite pleased with what we've been able to achieve in a short time. Thank you.
Yes, I found that they were very easy to get on with. I arrived here on the dot, not realising it was a drop in, so I had them to myself, and it was very good. And what I spoke about, they made notes and things like that. But I didn't hear what the final decision was. What did you decide?
I think Steve has just been through that.
Yeah, through you, Mick Elliott, with its attachment to this agenda item, shows you the changes that you suggested and the group agreed to. There was a final meeting yesterday afternoon with the working group to confirm the yesterday afternoon?
Yes.
Yeah, to confirm the changes. So yeah, I've basically taken on board all your suggestions and combined it, and I think it is a really good result.
Second one. And that's the
Thank you, Mr Davey. Councillor Locke.
Yes, I'd just like to comment that I know that a lot of work's been done on it. Steve and at Al have been doing a lot of work on this, and I'm just disappointed that it all looks like Meccano sets, and it's all plastic and it's all garish colours, and there's nothing really a little more natural environment in it. And sort of that disappoints me that that's happened. But I do appreciate the work that's been done, and I will go in favour of it to move it along. But I don't know whether my comments get registered, but I'd like them noted amongst those present that I don't particularly agree with the designs.
Thank you, Councillor Locke, and I think that probably in the future we will be looking at something that's
That's my next flag to wave.
that won't be plastic. It will be, what's the word, Councillor?
Nature play.
A nature play. So maybe in the future we'll be looking at nature play, which will be way different from this one.
Yes.
Thank you, Councillor Locke. Councillor Lockyer.
Just a question, this is from the budget, the 350,000 for the drought community. Is this, we discussing this for the two playgrounds here, or this for the whole council? That plus the additional 35,000?
Mr. Can I answer that through? Is that right? Yeah. Through you, Mayor Kelly. So the $350,000 is for equipment across the whole district. So replacing equipment in all of the townships. I think I will make a note though. We were only replacing some wooden bridges in Tickerra. So we weren't actually replacing a playground equipment, but there was also some money there to replace the soft fall in some of the playgrounds as well. So the 35,000 is on top of that 350,000, and the 35,000, the majority of it's coming out of the expense involved in creating an all access and inclusive, or all abilities and access playground on the southern end of the Port Broughton foreshore. So that's paths and shelter.
It's mainly the matting.
Yeah, the matting, yeah, and the wider platforms and ramps required for that type of playground.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
Are there any more questions or comments? Are we happy to move the recommendation? Councillor Lockyer. You'll move the recommendation? Do you wish to speak to the motion? Councillor Simmons has seconded. Do you wish to speak to the motion?
No.
Anyone wish to speak for or against? I'll take the vote. All in favour? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. I declare the meeting closed. Thank you.
Wow. You're getting better and better around here.
Did you have the driver on tonight?
Thank you.